Hey guys, this is Dr. Abraham. I'm your AI host for a Simple Aesthetics podcast. We are here with Annabelle today.
Hello, I'm back.
How are you doing today?
Um,
Your face looks a little bit swollen. What
I'm
happened
gonna say
there?
I'm a little sore right now. I had this genius idea to do barbed threads before we had to film this podcast. So
Awesome. Are you able to talk, like open your mouth and stuff?
honestly, it feels like someone beat me up right now, if I'm being honest. But it's okay.
Well-
I'm like bleeding too, but good thing it's a podcast. Unless you're watching
Well,
this
we
on
are on
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. So,
Sorry if you're watching this on YouTube. I look crazy right now.
yeah. I'll let you do the majority of the talking.
Beautiful. What a kind man you are.
So, well, actually, we're going to be talking about threads today. We're going to talk about different topics, but figured since you've done video threads, we might as well talk about that topic.
Yeah, feels kind of organic to talk about it today.
Yeah. So, what made you decide to do the treatment?
Well, this is my first time doing threads. I've done smooth threads before, but I've never done barbed lifting threads before. But I had my daughter a year ago, and obviously being pregnant, I gained weight, and I gained weight in my face quite a bit. And even though my daughter is a year, I still feel like my lower face was feeling really heavy and looking really heavy, and I didn't like that. So my thought process was maybe I'll try threads and maybe I can kind of manipulate the trajectory of my face a little bit more, uplifted, if you will. So that was my idea, but then we got carried away in the room. And then we started adding different things, and then I did the brow lift, which was not something we were gonna do. I don't know, it just kind of got out of hand a little bit. And now I'm having a hard time moving my face.
Yeah, which is normal. She's only had the threads like 30 minutes ago, so it's not like if you're
Literally
listening to this
30
and you're
minutes
thinking
ago.
about threads and you're thinking, she's had it like 5 weeks ago and she can. No, this will all go away. She's gonna feel better in no time. But yeah, definitely the first 30 minutes, an hour after thread lifting, you're gonna feel a little bit sore. You can feel a little bit tight. It might actually swell even a little bit more tonight.
I'm gonna be more sore tomorrow probably, but don't let me deter you. I mean, these treatments aren't massages. We're like intended to make a good result, and if I have to be in a little discomfort for a good result, sign me up. Obviously, I already did it.
I was gonna say, well, obviously you must think it's worth it if you're doing it, because
I do.
you've seen threads done multiple times before, and you've seen the results, you've seen the downtime, and yeah, a lot of treatments, are gonna have a little discomfort with them, but like at the same time, you've literally did it like 45 minutes ago when you finished, and you're here doing a podcast. So yes, I know it's uncomfortable, but it's not like
that bad. I'm not on my deathbed.
well, no, and I know it's uncomfortable too, but like it's not like 'cause it's not like surgery or anything like that,
No.
where it's just do local
I
anesthesia.
didn't do like
and
a
things
facelift or anything like that. No,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. It's doable.
For
But
sure.
also pain is so interesting because I feel like every patient kind of reacts differently. So I
Yeah.
don't want to make it seem too easy and then someone feels like I blindsided them. So it is a little uncomfortable, but well
Sure.
worth it nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned smooth threads versus barbed threads, so some people might not be fully aware. So we were talking about threads, and specifically we're talking about PDO threads here, which are these dissolvable threads that kind of degrade over time in our skin, but they also like promote collagen. And there's different types of threads, but kind of two major categories. Smooth threads are more for like the collagen production,
Yeah.
skin tightening,
I
skin
use them
texture.
a lot for 11 lines. Like for patients that come in for Botox and they have really deep set 11 lines that they can't get rid of, I will do threads there.
Yeah.
Smooth threads, not barbed threads.
Exactly. And the smooth threads, generally speaking, I'm gonna have a much less like downtime. They're a little bit easier, on the face. Those aren't the threads that you've had today.
No.
I think you've had smooth threads before
Yeah, smooth
multiple
threads
times.
are honestly a walk in the park.
Yeah.
In comparison.
Barbed threads are actually usually much thicker, much longer, and they're barbed because as the name suggests, they have these little kind of like hooks that come off of them, and they're meant more to like try to lift the face. So they're again generally much thicker, much longer,
Yes.
and
I think it kind of, not to be weird, but it kind of reminds me of like a fish hook a little bit.
multiple
Like a
fish hooks.
Fish hook that I just inserted in my face on purpose to try and lift my skin essentially.
Yeah. So yeah, there's usually a little bit more downtime, a little bit more soreness, but the idea is more lifting with those as opposed to just kind of you still get collagen, stimulation. You still get the
Benefits of the PDO
of the
Smooth.
texture benefits,
Yeah.
but not.
But more.
But you also get like a lot of lifting, and a lot of times we combine the two, but you can do either or by itself, obviously.
Yes. So this was my first, dip into that world. So if I really like these results, which I think I am going to, because I already like the way it's looking, I think I might start dabbling and offering this to patients if I like the results. Because right now I'm not doing barb threads. Only Dr. Adam and Lindsay are doing barb threads. I'm just doing smooth. But if the results are well worth it, then I'll definitely start offering it.
I think barbed threads can be a little, some people love them, some people not as much. I think the reason there's a little bit of a divide, some people swear by them, some people, again, they're not huge
Don't
fans.
like them, yeah.
I think it's mainly because I do love them, but you have to be the right patients for it.
For sure, but that's with any treatment. So I really don't understand. There's like a lot of negative commentary on people's opinions about barbed threads.
Yeah.
I've noticed more than like other treatments in aesthetics. I feel like people have strong feelings about barbed threads, and I feel like it's a little undeserved. Like I'm not really sure where it comes from.
I think that where it comes from is because you're right in the idea that for any treatments you have to find the right patients, but I think it's even like with threads that the number of patients that will benefit from it, like the type of patient is it's a small window
of people.
it's a small window, and I think a lot of people maybe don't really know how to evaluate that as well. So it's one of the treatments.
Circles back to the provider that you go to.
It does, and I think this is why a lot of people, maybe they're not the best candidate for it, and so they are a little bit underwhelmed with the results.
For
and
sure.
Sometimes there's a lot threads. It could it's a great treatment, but you have to also have the right expectations. I've seen a lot of people promising unrealistic goals and unrealistic expectations.
In office,
Exactly.
Which
It's not. Exactly. So, but if you have the right client, if you set the right expectations, a lot of people do love threads, and and they are happy that they've done it. Like we have people who come in and do threads, all the time.
Yep.
Time after time. Once it wears off, they'll do it again because they're really happy with it and they love it. But again, you have to be, and I do have to say, it's probably one of the treatments where a lot of times I do get people that I'm like, maybe you're not the right candidate for. Let's do a different treatment than other treatments.
What would you consider not a good candidate? Because for me, I would assume young, healthy, supple tissue would be the best candidate for it.
Exactly, with a little bit of drooping. Now, a lot of times when people are really, really heavy in the jowls, then again, you can only lift so much. And if somebody again just wants a little bit of augmentation, a little bit of tightening, they have good supple tissue. Again, they're not super jowly. They can be great candidates just to give them that little, extra lift that they're looking for. But
somebody coming in 70 years old that's never done any treatments, that I would think is not probably the best candidate.
If they have heavy jowls, not the right type of skin, you're going to get very limited results with threads. And, as you've mentioned before, there is a little bit more soreness, a little bit more downtime, than some of the other treatments, than Botox. So it might not be worth. It feels like I got in
a fight right now. It really does.
So it might not be worth the results, if they're going to be minimal for that person. It might not be worth going through the whole procedure.
Totally.
But for somebody else where, again, we're not looking for anything crazy, but we are looking for a little bit of tightness, and, it's definitely doing a facelift, not somebody who needs a facelift, like you mentioned, and they're trying to replace that with a facelift. Exactly. So if you're trying to do a threads to replace your need for a facelift, you're probably going to be underwhelmed.
Oh,
exactly.
For sure. Not even probably. You probably absolutely will be underwhelmed.
Yes.
Moral of the story: you need to be the right candidate to
100%.
do this treatment, just like every other treatment.
Exactly,
sure.
and 100%, yeah. And I think this is why it gets a bad rap. Yeah, get a consultation and go to a place where they, I don't know if to say that. Go to a place where they know what they're doing, and there are multiple options, so that somebody can look at you and be like, okay, those are, for you this treatment makes sense versus that treatment that makes sense.
Go to someone that's honest.
that's honest and
Yeah.
that is aware of all the
Not
different
trying to money
treatments.
grab.
Exactly. Not just knows one treatment and because I've seen that too, where somebody just like does the same treatment for everybody, no matter what face goes in, no matter the type of
This
skin.
is exactly
You're just doing the same treatment, and that's
exactly
when
what
it
I was
doesn't
gonna
work.
say right now is that my hot take on all the anti-thread people commentary that's out there online, I really secretly believe that all those negative comments are coming from people that don't know how to do threads. And because they don't know how to do the threads, they try to push people away from doing threads. That's just my hot take. It's my opinion. You can take it or leave it. It's my opinion.
Well. Also, sometimes people who do it wrong or overpromise, and
They don't know how to do them correctly.
they'll make it. They'll people now have that bad idea that that's how threads are always
Yes.
gonna be. But again, for somebody else who is a good candidate, then threads might be the right treatment for them. Somebody else, and we have that all the time. So people come in for like thinking threads because they saw something online, but we do the consultation like,
And
okay,
they're
for
not a good
you,
fit.
yes, fillers, skin tightening, something else might be more of the right option, or maybe surgery. That's the right option for you. But sometimes people come in and just for a consultation and for that person be threads is the right option. So, but yeah, I do feel that the window of people who are a good candidate is a little bit narrower
Sure.
than some of the other
For sure, and
treatments.
that's fair. The way that I guess I would recommend is go to a provider for a little bit and see and do other treatments with them. Kind of like feel it out, see how you feel with other treatments like Botox or whatever, and you can kind of learn how they are and you can see if you feel comfortable, if you trust them, if you feel safe with them, if they seem knowledgeable. Like, don't book with a new provider that you've never met before for barbed threads.
I think that's why with threads specifically, you have to go to someone that you can trust, someone that is honest, that's professional.
Yeah.
Because you need to be in the right hand, and it is a little bit more, aggressive treatment
Definitely
than some
more
of the other
invasive than
treatments.
some like Botox. Yeah, definitely. Make sure when you're shopping around for a provider, I hope you're not shopping around, by the way. I hope you have a provider that you go to that you really trust and you go to every single time, because that's really when I think patients get optimal results. When they go to the continuous provider over and over again that knows them, that knows their face, that knows if they're sensitive to something or not sensitive to something, that's kind of how I would choose, who to go to for threads. I wouldn't ever book barbed threads with a new provider that I've never met. That's like sketchy to me.
Yeah, well, at least do a
Very sketchy.
consultation because you want to be definitely comfortable with that provider when you
Consultation and
first
maybe like
start.
a treatment or two, kind of
Something like more
scope
gentle.
them out.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get married on your first date. You gotta take it
100%.
slow. Go on a couple dates first. Feel it out.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. No, I think threads can definitely be a good treatment, but again, there's just another tool, right? Another tool in the toolbox. But they get a bad rap. I do feel they get a bad rap with a lot of people. And again, some people love them. So if you are the right candidate for it, I think you'll enjoy them.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us with
my
right
injury?
after with your thread face to talk about it.
That actually hurts so bad.
Honestly, yeah, like
Yeah.
right after you do threads, a lot of movement, like laughing really hard, is probably can be a little
Nothing
uncomfortable.
is funny right now.
Well, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week in the next episode.
Bye.